There's a reason your life has never been normal. A reason why you've always felt watched. Why people turn cold without warning. Why doors close when you're just about to walk through them. You weren't cursed. You were chosen. The darkness saw you long before you saw yourself. And from the moment you took your first breath, it began to tremble. You thought you were being attacked because you were weak. You were attacked because you carry something eternal. Something that threatens every dark force operating around you. You don't fit in, not because you're lost, but because you don't belong to this world. This is not just a video. This is a reminder of who you are, of what you carry, and why the demons run when they see you. From the very beginning, you were different. Not in a way that made sense to anyone else, not even to you. You didn't cry the same way, you didn't play the same way. While others blended into the world around them, you seemed to stand just slightly apart from it, like you were watching everything unfold from the outside. People noticed, but they couldn't explain it. Some admired it, most were uncomfortable with it, and you just felt displaced. As if your soul had been dropped into the wrong timeline, the wrong people, the wrong planet. But that's not a mistake, that's a sign. You weren't created to fit in, you were marked. There's a weight you carry that you didn't ask for, a knowing you couldn't describe. Even as a child, there was a quiet war in your spirit, a sense that something unseen was trying to reach you or stop you. The nightmares came early. The betrayals came fast. You were misunderstood, mishandled, even mocked. Teachers didn't know what to do with you. Friends couldn't quite connect. Family members may have tried to silence your voice, your questions, your spirit. But even then, there was something inside you that refused to die. A flame that flickered but never went out. You see, people often think being chosen feels glorious. But the truth is, it often starts in the shadows. It starts with loneliness, rejection, confusion, and pain. Not because you're cursed, but because you are a threat. You don't know it yet, but everything you've suffered up to this point was not random. It was a sign that you carry something from heaven that this world and the forces in it cannot control. You are not ordinary, you never were. And the world around you knows it. That's why they treat you like a problem. That's why they fear what they don't understand. But soon you will understand it. And when you do, nothing will ever be the same. Have you ever wondered why chaos seems to follow you? Why peace feels temporary, and just when you begin to breathe, something comes to knock the air right back out of your lungs? It's not bad luck. It's not coincidence. It's spiritual. When you are chosen, you become a target long before you ever become aware. You carry a light that cannot be hidden, even when you try. And that light, whether dim or blazing, disrupts the atmosphere. It irritates what hides in darkness. People around you may not see it, but spirits do. The moment your soul was marked for purpose, the winds began to stir. Demons do not attack the average. They don't waste energy on those with no destiny. They hunt what threatens their territory. They track what carries authority. That's why your life has felt like a battlefield, even in moments that should have been joyful. Relationships break without explanation. Opportunities vanish right before your breakthrough. You go through cycles, rejection, betrayal, isolation, and you wonder, what's wrong with me? But the truth is, the storm is not proof that you are weak. It's proof that you are powerful. The enemy doesn't attack what doesn't scare him. And whether you believe it yet or not, you carry something that terrifies hell. That storm is the echo of your spiritual DNA. It is the world reacting to your existence because it knows something you are only beginning to understand. You were sent here to shift atmospheres, to shake foundations, to break generational chains. And the resistance you face is the sound of that mission being noticed. So when the storms rise and people walk away, don't curse it, understand it. The chosen are not destroyed by the storm. They are revealed by it. And every storm you've survived has only made your light harder to ignore. Most people live their lives thinking battles are only fought with words, fists, or politics. But you felt something deeper. You've woken up in the middle of the night with a weight on your chest and no explanation. You've had days where your spirit was heavy, your mind under siege, and everything around you felt off. That's not imagination, that's warfare. There is a realm more real than the one your eyes can see, and you've been on its front line since birth. The moment you were marked by God, a war began over your soul, your voice, your calling. The enemy doesn't fear what you do. He fears what you'll become. And so he fights in silence. He whispers through doubt, wounds through people, and strikes in moments of weakness. That deep depression you couldn't explain, that sudden wave of fear when nothing was wrong. That wasn't random, that was targeted. You've been stalked by darkness that knows exactly who you are, even when you didn't. But what the enemy never counted on was your survival. He thought the abuse would break you. He thought the betrayal would harden you. He thought isolation would silence you, but somehow, some way, you're still here, and not just breathing, but awakening. Because in this invisible war you've been learning. You've learned how to pray in pain, how to discern in silence, how to endure in the dark. You've become a weapon forged in fire, invisible to most, but undeniable to the spirit realm. And now, the war is shifting. You're not just a target anymore, you're becoming a threat. Every sleepless night, every inner battle, every tear you've cried has been training. The invisible war was never meant to destroy you, it was meant to awaken the warrior inside you. There's something they won't tell you, something most people don't even realize. Darkness doesn't attack you because you're broken. It attacks you because you carry authority, not man-made power, not ego. True spiritual authority, the kind that shifts atmospheres without saying a word. The kind that silences chaos just by stepping into the room. The kind that forces demons to flee, not because of who you are, but because of what you carry. And here's the part no one teaches you. Before you even know your own power, hell already does. That's why you've seen people turn cold for no reason. That's why certain environments suffocate you. That's why when you walk into places, something shifts. It's not paranoia, it's spiritual recognition. You're not reacting to them, they're reacting to you. The darkness in them is responding to the light in you. And that light doesn't come from your personality, your education, or your ambition. It comes from your identity, the one heaven placed on you before birth. Authority isn't loud. It doesn't scream for attention. It walks in silence. It demands respect. And that's what you carry. But authority is often awakened through pain. You don't receive it from applause. You receive it from surviving battles no one else saw. The times you almost gave up. The moments you cried alone. The wounds you hid. Those were not defeats. They were initiations. The enemy threw everything at you because he knew that once you realized who you are, he would lose his grip. And now you're getting closer. The veil is thinning. Your eyes are opening. And the moment you truly understand what's inside you, darkness will no longer challenge you. It will submit. You didn't just go through hard times, you went through fire. And not the kind that leaves ashes, but the kind that purifies, the kind that transforms. You've questioned why so much had to break before anything could build. Why did so many leave? Why did it feel like God was silent when you needed him most? The answer is not punishment, it's refinement. You are not being destroyed, you are being shaped. The chosen don't walk the easy path. They walk the path that burns away everything that doesn't align with their calling. That's why certain people couldn't stay in your life. That's why you were stripped of things you thought you needed. Not because you were forgotten, but because you were being prepared. Heaven doesn't send warriors into battle dressed as victims. So before the calling comes the crushing, before the anointing comes the isolation, before the influence comes the fire, and you endured it. You didn't just survive it, you grew in it. You began to pray differently. You began to see differently. You started to hear what others couldn't hear, sense what others couldn't feel. That's what the fire does. It awakens the eternal within you. And the longer you stayed in the fire, the more what wasn't truly you began to fall away. Your ego, your fears, your dependence on others, all refined. What's left now is something unshakable, something rare, something dangerous to the kingdom of darkness. So don't despise the process. The pain was necessary. The fire was divine. You were not buried, you were planted. And now what was hidden will begin to rise, stronger, clearer, ready. There comes a moment when you stop running from what you are and start embracing it fully. The doubts, the fears, the battles, they no longer define you. Instead, they become the fuel for your rise. You begin to understand that your spiritual power is not something you earn by force or prove by struggle. It is something you unlock by recognizing your true identity. This power is quiet but undeniable, a force that moves through you like a river carving canyons, patient, persistent, unstoppable. It's in the way your prayers change from desperation to declaration, the way your presence shifts the energy of a room, the way the darkness recoils when you simply speak your purpose aloud. You've been given gifts, discernment, authority, wisdom, that few ever receive, and with those gifts comes responsibility. But rising in spiritual power doesn't mean you become invincible overnight. It means you learn to stand firm even when everything inside you shakes. It means walking boldly into your calling, knowing the enemy will try again and again, but refusing to back down. This rise is not a sudden event. It is a process, a daily choice to say yes to your destiny even when it's hard. And as you rise, something incredible happens. The spiritual atmosphere around you begins to change. People sense it. Spirits sense it. The very air seems charged with the presence of something greater than fear or doubt. This is your moment. The moment you step into the fullness of who you were made to be. The demons run not because you seek them, but because your light is now too powerful to ignore. After everything you've endured, you no longer walk timidly through life. You walk with fire. This fire is not just a flicker of hope or a passing moment of courage. It is a raging, unstoppable blaze burning deep within your soul. It is the culmination of every battle you've survived, every dark night you've endured, every moment when you chose to rise instead of giving up. Walking with fire means carrying a light so fierce that it ignites everything around you. It means becoming a beacon in a world often consumed by darkness and confusion. You no longer have to chase after victory or seek validation because your presence alone changes the atmosphere. Demons don't wait for you to act. They run the moment they sense your authority, your power, your unwavering faith. This fire you carry is not of your own making. It is a divine gift, an anointing that has been refined through pain and struggle. It has been tested in the fires of trial and emerged unbreakable. And with this fire comes a responsibility that few understand. You are not just walking for yourself. You are walking as a guide for those still lost in the shadows. Your journey becomes a map, your story a source of strength for others who feel broken, forgotten, or afraid. The fire inside you inspires courage where there was fear, hope where there was despair, and faith where there was doubt. But walking with fire also means understanding that the battle is never truly over. There will still be moments when the enemy tries to shake you, when darkness tries to sneak back in. But now, you face those moments not as a victim, but as a warrior equipped with spiritual power forged in the crucible of experience. Your steps are intentional, your voice confident, and your heart steadfast. You have become the embodiment of a promise that no matter how fierce the storm, the light within will always burn brighter. Demons run when they see you because they recognize that you are not just another soul wandering in the dark. You are the fire they cannot consume, the light they cannot extinguish, and the authority they cannot overcome. So walk boldly, carry your fire proudly, and never forget that your journey is a testament to the power of the chosen. The darkness may resist, but it can never win.